In the Netherlands, they have prohibited the breeding of Scottish Folds, the banning of importing Scottish Fold cats, buying and selling them in the country. There are many health problems associated with those breeds. They're not calm. They're just in pain.
Yeah, I think a lot of people aren't aware that this calm demeanor is just a lack of wanting to move because, to be honest, moving is quite painful if you don't have cartilage in any of your joints.
And it's one step towards ending the unnecessary suffering of this breed. You have a kitten that wants to play and wants to run and wants to do everything the kitten normally does, but can't because she's in pain.
Why not regulate instead of banning? Go to the, but as you're saying, there's no regulation. If you have this gene.
Scottish Folds, there's nothing you can do to prevent. There's nothing you can do to avoid, and there's nothing you can do to treat.
Help. Yeah. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Tea and Tales and to a new season. Today, we're going to speak about quite a controversial topic. So earlier in this year, the Netherlands imposed kind of a ban on the breeding of Scottish Fold and Sphynx cats, which was much to the outrage of so many people across the world. So I'm here with Dr. Ramona to discuss what the ban means, why the ban came into place, and to kind of address some of the public outcry and like what your opinion is on it. Let's dive straight into it. What is the ban?
Yes. In the Netherlands, they have prohibited the breeding of Scottish Folds since 2014. So it's not something new.
Now, a lot of people don't know that.
Yes,
They're
I know.
thinking
That's
this
why
is brand new and this is outrageous.
Because what came after it is what made all the fuss and all the that triggered the debate in that thing. And after that, after 2014 and 2022, even Austria and Belgium prohibited the breeding of this breed. What happened in 2026, starting January, what came into effect
so weird that we're in 2026. I was like, we're not there yet. But sorry, we're in 2026.
Yeah,
it was like 2025. Still.
Exactly. Oh, I said 2025.
No, you said 2026, but I was like, no, you're saying the wrong year.
No, I'm right. Okay, so what came into effect basically is the banning of importing Scottish Fold cats, buying and selling them in the country, and even having the cats participate in competitions and shows and events and such. So this basically made people who already have Scottish Folds very stressed, like what to do, what I'm going to do with my cat, what I'm going to do with my... what's going to happen? Nothing's going to happen.
Yeah. To clarify, you can still own your Scottish Fold. They're not
cats. The Scottish Folds who are already in families, within families, they can stay with them until they die, but they have to be microchipped, and they should not be used for breeding, and they should not be sold for any reason. So basically, I think like pet owners in the Netherlands, they were already aware that this was coming. More or less since 2014, since the country banned the breeding of this specific cat breed. Eventually, it was more or less logical to reach a point where they're gonna ban even its importing and.
Well, you would have thought
buying.
that would have kind of greatly decreased already how many Scottish Folds if the breeding wasn't allowed. But I guess still they're quite popular and people were importing them.
True, but then we have to look at the reasons why they decided to ban this breed specifically.
Okay, so let's get into the reasons then. Why the Scottish Fold?
Yes, why Scottish Folds and
Sphinx
Sphynx.
Cats, yeah.
Let's
start on Sphynx cats. Let's start with the Scottish Folds. People were very surprised actually about this thing.
Sorry.
About this Sphynx because I guess, especially in Dubai, they're not as popular. So we'll go to them later because you wouldn't see them as often to know the health problems as much.
Yes, but there are many health problems associated with those breeds, and those health problems cannot be dodged by any form of breeding with another.
Let's start with what the health problems are.
Okay, so Scottish Folds basically have a dominant gene, in every physical trait in our bodies and in cats and dogs. We have one copy from the mother and one copy from the father, and whichever copy is the dominant one. Will be apparent on our physical traits. So in these Scottish Fold cats, the dominant gene is the folded ears and this genetic mutation that results in poor cartilage growth all over the body, not just in the ears. We only see the ears that are folded and the face is cute, but we don't see what's under the skin. What every part of this cat that is made of cartilage is suffering and is not formed well.
So let people know, maybe they don't know, what does cartilage do? Why do they need this cartilage?
So cartilage is responsible basically for everything, all kinds of movement in the cats. It's found between every bone and bone. There is a joint, there's cartilage inside, and it is responsible for for the proper mobility of the cat and the soft and easy way to run and to play and to perform the basic things that any cat is allowed to do. يعني, playing around as a kitten. When you see Scottish Folds are calmer than others, people think they are, they're just, no, they're not calm. they're just in pain.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why they're quite popular. A lot of people love that they're kind of these little rag dolls that would lay on you. They're very quiet, they're calm, they're sitting.
Yes.
But I think a lot of people aren't aware that this calm demeanor is just a lack of wanting to move because, to be honest, moving is quite painful if you don't have cartilage in any of your joints.
True. So yes, I think and it's one step towards ending the unnecessary suffering of cats from this breed. They're basically genetically modified. They are not naturally born into this physique.
And what other health problems? So we have their ear fold and the cartilage mutation. So this is giving, as you said earlier, this osteochondrodysplasia. And is this going to happen in every single Scottish Fold cat?
Well, once we, this is where people will say, like, my cat, I have a Scottish Fold and she's totally fine. But no, once you have a Scottish Fold with folded ears, it's clear that she is a carrier of the gene and the risk is guaranteed no matter what you think. At one point in the cat's life, she is going to struggle and she is going to feel this pain and to feel if this mutation will have a physical impact on her life, regardless.
Yeah, and even I was reading actually as early as 6 months. So this is not something like some old age disease where it's like, okay, when they're old, their joints, like you could say like arthritis or something. Yes. It's as early as 6 months.
It's very
start
sad
to have these joint problems.
To see a 6 months or even less. In some cases where it's very severe, some kittens are 4 or 5 months old exhibiting very strong affections of this mutation and the cartilage affections. So it's very painful to see it even. Like you have a kitten that wants to play and wants to run and wants to do everything the kitten normally does, but she can't because she's in pain. And there's not much treatment for that.
That's the thing. I was going to say, even as a physio, some people will come and that's kind of quite high up on the things that you could do is like you could try physio then, but it's not going to fix anything. It can provide some support. It can provide a little bit the best we could offer in a way like of pain relief. That's kind of if you want to do everything that could help a little bit, but it's not fixing anything.
Even in medical terms, like eventually you reach a dead end. Like what more can you do? You're giving a kitten painkillers and let's say, for example, anti-inflammatories and medications for such a small body that, what's next? How long are we going to keep doing that? It's very painful for us even to see it.
And I find it quite surprising. I don't know if you have the same, that owners are quite surprised by it. They in my experience, a lot of them would be like, I didn't know about that. And then kind of a bit, not annoyed, but wondering, why can't you do more? Like that's all you can do. And it's just like, that is the condition.
That's why I always stress on people to research before buying any cat or any dog from any shop or any breeder. Just research the breed, know what maintenance it needs, how you should treat it, what to expect from it, what diseases they are predisposed to. So it's really important not to go just buy the cutest kitten you see. Just do some research first. Know what you're getting.
Curious to owners, I actually have a question. If you have a Scottish Fold, did you know the research? Did you know the health problems that come with them? And you were kind of like, it's an educated risk that I'll take. Like I know that they have some health problems. Or is this actually brand new news to you? I'm curious to ask owners. Let us know in the comments if this was something you'd heard of, you've been warned about, and you knew like it can happen.
And despite that, you decided to.
I'm just curious. I'm curious to, like with some breeds of dogs, let's say, people kind of know, but it's not. I think with the Scottish Fold, people don't know that that's 100%. They have that disease. It's genetic mutation.
Of course, they will tell you that I know someone who has a Scottish Fold and she doesn't have anything.
It's lovely cat.
But they don't
healthy,
know. It's not a rule that if a cat is eating and she's drinking and she's calm and she's nice, it's not proof that she's not in pain.
Yeah, so we can dive a bit more into that as well, that people don't realize that their cat has pain. For all these people who kind of think that I have a cat and she's lovely. Yeah. What are those little subtle signs?
The subtle signs of pain, they start off with slower movements, reluctance to move, reluctance to play, not interested in playing. Maybe sometimes they struggle to go up the stairs, down the stairs. They struggle to go up into the litter box. It's the little things that owners sometimes might not realize. They might not notice unless they are observing the cat 24/7, or they have another cat and they are comparing.
Yeah, because maybe that cat was always like that. You're like, so it would be harder to notice. But when you see your other
when you
little
see another cat, same
Arabian
age, but a
mal,
different
like
breed,
climbing the wall.
climbing the curtains, that's an extreme cat.
It's a different extreme.
Yeah, any other kitten, one of them will be playing around, the other will be super calm. Something is wrong.
Yeah. Okay, give us a bit of explanation about the Sphynx, because the Sphynx did surprise a lot of people. They would have said there's other breeds of animal dogs that would have been more unhealthy. I've heard that a lot, like why we chose the Sphynx or why the Netherlands chose it.
So the Sphynx, we all know he's a hairless cat, completely hairless, and they also don't have whiskers. So
I didn't know that.
yes.
I never see Sphynxes.
See, I can surprise you sometimes.
Biscuits,
So
okay.
yes, the Sphynx cats, they don't have any hair, and we all know hair. The coat of any cat is there for a reason. It's there to protect the skin from humidity, excessive light, infections, and also to regulate the temperature of the cat. So once we remove this very important feature from,
But this is the most important
the-
organ, the skin is like the hair, yeah.
we basically we expose the skin to all types of possible dangers. Yani, Sphynx cat get sunburns. They suffer a lot with the dry skin and sometimes fungal, bacterial infections. So they are prone. So the barrier that's supposed to protect them is not there, and the skin is an entryway to everything. So they don't have this shield around them to protect them. Plus, they don't have whiskers, so they cannot properly estimate depth, distance from anything while they are walking, while they are jumping, while they are playing around. And they are like mechanical sensors, so they lack this ability to actually sense things, and it's very important to cats.
Yeah, you've kind of taken away like a few key parts that a cat would need.
Exactly.
They're at a very real disadvantage not to have these kind of like key things, like if it's a cat, it needs this.
And they require a lot of a human intervention to keep their coats healthy, and not the coat, sorry, the skin. There's no coats. The skin healthy, and to keep the cat healthy, it takes a lot. And eventually, not everyone, few are the people who know really what to do with Sphynx cats. Luckily, here we don't see a lot.
We don't. And I was going to say, compared to the Scottish Fold, I feel like people who get the Sphynx might, in my opinion, for some reason, I feel like they are a bit more prepared. I don't know why. It's just because it's not as popular. The Scottish Fold, I think people just love it. It's cute. And they have no clue. But I'm like, the Sphynx, I kind of feel like they're a bit more... they seem to know their stuff, Sphynx owners, for some reason.
Yes, but it doesn't mean that they know what this cat needs. It doesn't mean that they know what the cat is lacking in order to compensate it, and it's not easy. They require a lot of maintenance. But again, yes, we don't see a lot. So, my personal experience is very limited with Sphynx cats. Yeah. I haven't seen maybe one or two in 10 years. So they're really rare. But based on the Netherlands and based on what they decide to ban, I'm sure they have proper medical reasons behind it.
Well, that's what the Netherlands stated as well, that this law was based on years of veterinary evidence and animal welfare assessments rather than a single study. Yep. So I want to get into a bit of the public sentiment. So kind of things people were saying. You kind of addressed some of them.
You were asking me why not other breeds of dogs.
That was the main thing.
Other
why
breeds,
these ones? It's other cats have health problems too, or other dogs have health problems too.
So when we talk about the Netherlands specifically, they are one of the most advanced European countries in terms of animal welfare and in terms of...
They have no stray dogs.
Sorry, they don't have stray dogs.
Fun fact about the Netherlands.
Exactly, they don't. I'm not gonna know. I don't know why, but most
I think
likely
because
they have
animal policies.
They have animals, and they have neutering policies a lot. Yes, spaying and neutering. All of them are spayed and neutered. But when it comes to breeds, so when we think about animals in general, we have people who like to rescue and adopt and help strays, and they don't care about the breed. And we have people who really love a certain breed, and sometimes it feels like the people who like the breeds and who like breeding hate the ones who rescue and vice
They're
versa.
always at
And
war, yeah.
they're always like, and there are two forces pulling away. Like, no, you shouldn't buy a breed, you should rescue. Or no, you shouldn't rescue, you should buy a breed. It's always like this. So now the Netherlands are trying to make a balance between those two. So they have all the organizations for helping out strays and rescuing and avoiding animal abuse, and at the same time they have strict regulations and rules for breeders and breeding of animals. They have specified how many litters a female dog and a female cat can have per year.
Amazing, yeah.
They have specified the space where the animal should be kept in for breeding purposes. They have specified even in certain breeds, for example, bulldogs, French bulldogs, they have specified the distance, the length of the muzzle, how long it should be in order to prevent the brachycephalic syndrome, which is horrible. So, and part of it says like when a dog is quiet, you shouldn't hear him breathing, which is really amazing. Like if all the countries adopt this rule, we wouldn't see the French bulldog suffering and snoring even while they are at rest or while they are asleep.
Well, that's another thing with the Frenchies as well. Like when people are like, well, my Frenchie's really healthy. But then you'd ask them, are they snoring and so
Exactly.
on? Absolutely.
You, yes.
But they will feel he's healthy and playful.
That's
yes.
irresponsible breeding, unfortunately. And maybe we're going to get there later on in this podcast. But responsible breeders should have rules and regulations guided by a government entity, not just...
Yeah, so that's kind of into the ethics of it as well. Like if you do these blanket bans on it, do you create like a kind of black market to it instead of doing this kind of working with the breeders, as you're saying the Netherlands is doing? Like we're going to make rules. Some countries are just kind of like breeding is breeding banned here, or it's just unregulated? I'm not sure.
I think it's unregulated.
Unregulated, but yeah, in some places you will not regulate
but
it.
But maybe we can aim to having laws and having regulations, and why not? Why not? I mean, it will satisfy a very huge group of people who love these breeds and who want to breed them. However, these cases cannot be applied on Scottish Folds, and mainly because it's a very dominant gene. There's no way around it. Like there's no way we can do half Scottish and half a folded ears and not folded ears. Once you have folded ears, it's a Scottish fold. She has the mutation, and there's no way around it.
So that was another public sentiment. Like, why not regulate instead of banning? Go to the. But as you're saying, there's no regulation. If you have this gene,
you have the disease. You have the risk. You have.
And even they were kind of suggesting to crossbreed with another breed, but there's still a very high risk. I think that they would have
because it's a dominant gene. Even if you breed it with another breed, you have. Like maybe 75% of the litter will have those folded ears. So yes, there's no way around it. Unfortunately,
this cannot be regulated. Yeah. We kind of said already, my cat is happy. This doesn't match my experience. A lot of people are saying that. We've said maybe we're just not in tune enough with like what like pain scores are. People who think that their cat is very healthy and happy. And the science isn't strong enough for a full ban. Quite strong.
It is strong. I think it's strong. I think the ban has already been implemented. I think it's enough. People who already have Scottish Folds are not going to be affected, but from now on, no one can import, no one can buy, no one can sell. So I think that's the end. And I hope all the other countries will follow. I already know that in Austria and Belgium and Scotland, there are some bans with Scottish Fold breedings, and even Cavalier King Charles.
In Norway.
Yeah.
Which was also very outrageous to people.
True. Yes, I mean, science has always been used to make things better, but once it starts to make things worse, maybe we can
step in sometimes. We have to step in. A lot of people feel like it's not their place. Like that's the breed, you can't remove the breed. But it's like we've kind of created that breed.
Exactly.
Or it was maybe like a rare occurrence and we've pushed it.
Exactly. Yeah. No breed was suddenly appeared like that. We all worked on genetics. We worked on improving genes. But nowadays there are some breeds that are not improving any genes or any traits in the cat. They are making it worse.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the next one, was the ethics behind it. When does the breeding become unethical? And most breeds, I would say, are kind of unethical because they've
They have predispositions to certain diseases.
And the priority was on the appearance for a very long time. In the last like 20, 30 years, the priority, like you said, for the French Bulldogs for a while, it was getting more and more mushed face. And the priority was not like the health of these animals. It was how do they look and how do we like the cuteness or not.
Yes, but when you have a defining feature in a certain breed, when it starts to become to cause chronic pain and suffering for that animal, it's no longer a feature. It's a flaw that should be removed. So, like, for example, if a batch of medications went into the market and there was a little side effect, someone or like 10, 15 people they would withdraw the whole batch from the market and release new batches.
Yeah.
Same thing in breeding. I'm not doing it's like a simple comparison, but I mean I'm just getting the point. I'm just getting to the point that sometimes we scientists are making mistakes. And it's not wrong to go back and think of something else that doesn't cause this suffering.
Or especially, yes, fair enough, every breed is prone to their own illnesses. But when you know it's not prone and it's a guarantee, this is when you know like it's not, we're at risk. It's the guarantee is there that they have this deformation.
And there's nothing that can be done about it.
Yeah.
For example, if we talk about, let's say, dachshunds, for example, they are prone to vertebral disc disease. But there's a solution to that.
Yeah.
So
and
there is a medical,
prone, let's say. So there's steps you can do to prevent it. And
exactly.
It's not
Once
a guarantee.
you research your breed, you know what he's prone to. You know how to prepare the environment where the cat or the dog is coming in order to avoid this mishap. But in Scottish Folds, there's nothing you can do to prevent. There's nothing you can do to avoid, and there's nothing you can do to treat.
Help. Yeah. So what to do?
So, unfortunately, a cute face is not enough for the healthy life.
Well said. I will finish off with a quiz that you've kind of already started. It's guess the breed risk, okay? Because like we said, every breed is prone to something. Yes. So if I was to say Persian cats.
Persian cats, respiratory issues, eye problems, skin issues.
Maine Coon.
Maine Coon, hypertrophic cardiomyopathy on top of the shelf.
Let me do some dogs. French Bulldogs.
French Bulldogs, also when they are not bred responsibly. Stenotic nares, brachycephalic syndrome.
They're also overtaking the Dachshund for the IVDD recently. They're more for the IVDD. They've overtaken the Dachshund in their like probability to get
really?
it. Yeah. Labradors.
I didn't know that. Labradors, hip dysplasia, skin issues,
and Dalmatians.
Dalmatians. We don't see a lot of Dalmatians.
We don't see any here.
No.
Just randomly. I don't know.
Dalmatians. What are they prone?
They're prone to deafness, I think. Yeah.
Deafness.
Deafness.
Okay, but it doesn't affect their quality of life.
No need to. Yeah.
It's fine to have. No, it's fine. Maybe it's better sometimes to be deaf.
They're just stubborn.
Exactly. Otherwise, you'd be called stubborn and doesn't answer when I call.
So do you have any takeaway for people to keep in mind? You've made your opinion, I think, quite clear on the stance. Yeah. But, so do you believe...
Yes, I'm not in between. It's obvious.
Just to clarify, do you believe other countries should follow suit and this is something helpful that
there is
would
one
help the
thing
breed?
that I wanted to add. I'm just gonna read it from the law itself that was made in the Netherlands. So in addition to banning the selling and buying and the selling and buying and the import of cats, hear this.
Okay.
The government is also studying the possibility of prohibiting images of animals with harmful physical traits in advertising and on social media. When people see fewer images or videos of unhealthy breeds of cats and dogs, they will be less likely to buy them.
Oh, absolutely. The Scottish Fold is like hugely
Yes.
famous. Taylor Swift had them.
So
all these famous
unfortunately,
cats. Yeah.
these breeds are glamorized
Yeah.
on social media, and they make people feel that, yay, I want this kitten. Look, this celebrity has this cat. This celebrity
Or
has
it just
this dog.
becomes normalized as
It
well.
becomes
It's not even-
exactly. So what are we exactly normalizing?
Yeah.
Are we normalizing aesthetics, or are we normalizing good health? And honestly, people who love animals will not love to see them suffer and be in pain all their lives. So we should step in. We should step in for it to stop. And honestly, I don't go easy on on people who have Scottish Fold kittens, who buy them specifically and bring them. I always make the first consult a bit dramatic, but not in a way to push them, but in a way to in a way to inform them what's coming,
ahead.
what's
Just
coming.
you need to be aware.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
This is the breed that you chose. You need to know what's going to happen without having anyone to blame or without feeling guilty and without all these things. You love this animal, but there are
The
consequences.
education and the awareness. And
Yes.
who knows, maybe the
And
next time.
Honestly, maybe the less they are bought, the less they are bred at the end of the day. So if we don't buy them, we don't encourage them to be sold, we don't encourage them to be imported. I think that's partially, this is where it starts, with proper education of the pet owner and being responsible for someone's actions.
Oh, truly. I believe most Scottish Fold pet owners don't know the extent of it until they really have the Scottish Fold. Like, exactly, till they sit down with the vet and they're like, oh, God, I didn't know that.
Maybe we should do more awareness campaigns on Scottish Folds.
Maybe. Let us know if you would like more breed-specific podcasts, because a lot of people, I think, just don't know what the breed is at risk for. Thank you so much, Dr. Ramona,
Thank
for
you.
coming to talk to us. This is very enlightening and very helpful, I'm sure, to many people. Please let us know in the comments if you want Dr. Ramona to discuss anything further with you, or if you have any suggestions for future podcast episodes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cat.
It's
No,
very
it's not.
nice.
It's funny. It's funny. It's funny.
No.
Don't remove anything. Everything was fine. It's only if it's like
Sphynx.
where you said something completely inaccurate, but that's funny.
For me personally.
And a Scottish,
Controversial
a big
title.
Scottish fold in the middle. You can put us to the side, and
And
then
like
a big title over it, like
Like,
should
just
they
their
banning
heads.
Scottish folds or whatever.
Like,